Hey guys, what's going on? This video I'm creating for a number of reasons. One is to showcase the idea that whenever a YouTube content creator creates a Rush Royale YouTube video, or I assume basically just any video in general, what they're doing is they're basing it on their own experience with the game and where their account is within the game. So on my main account, this is my free-to-play account, my completely free-to-play account that I started so that I could do co-op with myself and get the maximum amount of points or the maximum amount of gold that you can get. So if you don't know, the amount of gold that you get from dungeons is based on a number of factors that are not just limited to what floor you're on. They're based on your reputation and whether or not you're in a clan. And so if you decide to play co-op with a casual person, it's essentially the same as if you played co-op with a friend that was not also in your clan. So even if you were to create a secondary account, you would also need to have that secondary account in your clan, and then you have to accept your co-op thing through that in order to get the maximum amount of gold that you could potentially get. And then that number of gold has the ability to increase based on your clan's overall reputation, how much your entire clan has. So currently, when I do floor 10, I'm getting 7,000, but I'd be getting around 5,000 if I wasn't in a clan. If I was just playing casual players or just playing with friends. So I created this account as a free-to-play account. I'm not going to spend any money into this at all. And I did that for a number of reasons as well. I have a lot of stories. I'm just chock full of stories here. I like being able to play a secondary account using all the knowledge that I have of the game, but at the start of the game. So investing into things like Bombardier and Chemist that I really didn't do in the beginning. Not buying like useless things, not buying things that I know that I'm not going to use even at max level. Like I almost never use Priestess. I almost never use Zealot on my main account. And those were a couple of the cards that I invested in throughout the course of my main account's journey. But I also wanted to showcase this deck for a different reason. Like I was saying, whenever a YouTube creator creates content, they're basing it on their experience. So on my main account, I could probably say, play Demon Hunter. It's the best deck because it is. When you have all of the cards, when you have everything, when you have access to literally everything, why not build the best thing utilizing the faction bonus or utilizing some new patch that just happened? Why wouldn't you build the absolute best thing that you could possibly build, right? But I understand that not everybody has all of the shiny, cool things. If you look at somebody like A Friend Gaming, who has maxed out things, he might be saying like, oh, you should run Demon Hunter, but run it with Zeus because the power tiles are so great. Or run it with Necromancer because if you power up your one square on a Necromancer tile, it's so great. All of those things work for his channel, but they don't necessarily work for everybody. But saying that doesn't make it untrue. And I feel like there's an idea that when you watch a video like that, you tend to watch it and think to yourself like, oh, I need to get that thing. But I don't think that kind of thinking, it'll make you want to quit the game. Whenever you think about the next best thing, there's always another next best thing. when you want the level 8 cultist, you'll start losing to the level 10 cultist. When you get the level 10 cultist, you'll start losing to the level 15 cultist. When you get the level 15 cultist, you'll lose to the level 15 cultist with the level 20 gadget, right? There's always a next best thing. And I think that you just kind of have to look at where you are in the game and where you the people that you're playing against. On this account, I'm not really playing against anybody amazing. All of the people that I'm playing against basically have decks like this one. They're just like a random hodgepodge mix of cards that are just good cards. And that don't really necessarily do anything with each other. I say that as I'm about to lose. Oh, that's pretty good. What do I want to do with this? Maybe I won't. Oh, that was real good. If you didn't know, Gargoyle, even the ones around. Oh, whoa, hang on. I'm like touching things, and I'm not realizing that I could potentially move things. Actually, I'm gonna wait for that. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Am I still gonna be able to kill it though? Maybe. No. Wow. I really thought I was gonna be able to kill it. There was no part of me that didn't think that I was gonna kill that thing. But basically, my free-to-play account, it's running into these hodgepodge decks of just wackiness. Decks with no real clear theme. He has like a bruiser, an engineer, a pyrotechnic. Frost might save him in this game because he might just not be able to out damage me, but he'll just slow everything on the field to be so slow. Which would be pretty unfortunate. I'm gonna pump this to a level 3. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, let's just win there. With my free-to-play account, I started to realize that I could build the Gargoyle deck. Because Gargoyle is, you get it pretty early on, and it's not a legendary, it's just an epic, so it'll rotate in the shop a lot more as well. And there's a lot of like nuances that the Gargoyle has. They updated it to where when you have them at a 2, 4, or 6, they don't have the ability to be hit by anything, by Shaman, by Witch, by Bedlam, or by Tribunal. And that gives a shield bonus as well to the surrounding gargoyles, which is also pretty good. It doesn't happen all the time, obviously, but randomly, like you saw before, a warlock hit a level 3, and it didn't do anything, which is obviously pretty good. But I built this deck on my main account when Witch became a thing, and with Portal Keeper and the center not being able to be hit by anything, what you would do is you would set up a T, like a Blade Dancer setup, this one, and the other two. And essentially what you would do is you would just sit on a level 2 in the center and then 3s on the side, and then create a level 3 Portal Keeper. And anytime they hit or tried to hit anything, you would just Portal Keeper them away. And then the level 2, if it hit it in the center, it would do nothing. And it was great. It was amazing. I'm going to upgrade this one. As you saw, when it transformed into the 2, it took the debuff away. The great thing about having Portal Keeper in this deck is you can copy the gargoyles and then move them to remove the debuff. This deck isn't as great as it can be right now because your portal keepers are leveling up. So essentially, you just kind of want to merge them out once you get the setup. And hopefully, when you do merge them out, you'll merge them out into dryads. But I obviously didn't right there. That's one. And then once you get the setup, you just want to make everything a 3. That's essentially your goal. You want to Harlequin all of your dryads. You want to keep a level 1 dryad in the case that you do get a second Harlequin. And then you just want to slowly just make everything a 3. Obviously start with your power square. This portal keeper is just going to keep awkwardly leveling up for no reason. So that's a thing. And you also don't want to forget about your support unit. But I also do need to upgrade mana power up. Whenever you look at people posting YouTube videos and they're saying, like, use this card, it's the best card, use this deck, it's the best deck, always just remember, like I said before, that it's based on what they have in their current pool. And if I was creating a YouTube account on my Peanut, utilizing specifically my Peanut account, right now I could potentially say that this is the best card, because right now it kind of is. I play against these random decks. Like this is a Bruiser, Zealot, Ivy. I don't know what he's doing over here. I played against these like hodgepodge mixes of just their best legendaries. And as a person who doesn't have good legendaries on this account, I wasn't really sure what to play. And I was running Engineer for a while, and then I realized that I had the Gargoyle deck. And the thing about the Gargoyle deck is that it's very free-to-play friendly. The Portal Keeper, the Chemist, and the Gargoyle itself, which is your main attacker, obviously, are all non-legendary. And a Harlequin and a Dryad, you can, once you get them, they're basically good just as is. You don't need to level them up. If you were to build a deck like a Blade Dancer deck or a Chemist deck or what have you, you need to level those things up. You can't just have, like, on my main account, I have a level 7, or I think it's a level 8 Tesla, and it's just simply not good enough. It's a good card. It's one of the better cards, but I can't even play it because at the ranks I'm in, it just doesn't work. Oh, that's pretty good. The best setup here against pure attack decks that are not going to like shaman you or gargoyle you is the double T. That actually completes everything for me here. And then you can continue to just keep summoning in. I'm obviously going to move this gargoyle in here. Do I die to this? I'm going to be real mad if I die to this, because I think this is pretty good. Hopefully you'll see this thing hit something. Oh, I was going to say, and not have anything happen. It's a percentage chance. That one, it just hit the level 2. And it obviously doesn't do anything if it hits a 2. I need to get rid of this chemist here. I have like all these very awkward portal keepers. Part of me wants to do portal keeper DPS right now. I mean, I have a level 5 portal keeper. I might as well, right? The stasis might save him, but he's off of Inquisitor numbers, which is not great for him. I'm just going to copy, because that's just extra DPS here. And I'm probably going to win. Yeah. This deck is good because out of the box, if you have Harlequin and Dryad, it just works. You don't need a lot of legendaries, and you don't need high level legendaries. And in a Shaman Witch meta, which is normally the current meta, if it wasn't Demon Hunter right now, because of the faction boost, I think this is really strong. So when that goes away and Shaman and Witch come back, I would probably run this deck. If you are in that free-to-play kind of like mode where you're going up against the Pyrotechnic Bruiser Cultist Catapult deck. I think a lot of people on YouTube searching for videos are in the mindset of not having every legendary. Because I think if you have every legendary, you don't really go on YouTube to look up deck ideas. You probably have all of the decks that you need. You probably have all of the cool things that you need. You don't need my advice, right? And like I said, my advice is based on my experience and the cards that I have. Because you could look at me right now and say, well, I don't have Harlequin and Dryad. I only have Frost, you know? And that can keep going forever. That entire like conversation can keep going. So I'm only here to just reinforce into you and to tell you that look at the meta that you're in. Look at what people are playing and try to find a way around what they're playing. Because I think in every meta, whenever it changes, whenever they do an update, whenever they change a card, whenever they add a card, whenever a new faction bonus happens, the meta changes, and the amount of things that people will use in PvP will change. And I think that that's healthy for the game. It's healthy to where there's not just one deck that everybody can run, because then that also gives chance for people who don't have that to maybe be able to run something the next week. Maybe you don't have Demon Hunter, so you can't run Demon Hunter this week, but then maybe next week is like light factions get +1 to levels or something, and you all of a sudden now you can run Inquisitor or what have you, right? I think that this game is very evenly balanced, more than most people would like to admit. I think a lot of people like to complain about matchmaking, and I don't think that there is any specific way to make matchmaking perfect. A lot of people like to say like, oh, I played against this person with a level 12 cultist, right? How was I supposed to win this? He has like more trophies than me, right? But I don't think those same people will complain about a matchmaking where they had a level 9 cultist and they went up against somebody with a level 7 cultist. They wouldn't complain the other way about matchmaking. Like, oh, I got paired with this person that was so under-leveled than me. Matchmaking is unfair, right? They wouldn't say that. And I think that people only like to complain when they lose. I'm actually going to merge up this center because that does actually make everything better. But I do need a chemist. Definitely need a chemist. There's one. Definitely need to upgrade this chemist. I think I might get puppeteered here, which is pretty unfortunate. I'm going to try my darndest to not. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's ultra good. Because I can copy this so that I can utilize this later. Because now all my merge ranks are getting pretty up there. I think the back and forth of matchmaking, I think people like to cheese the system. People will like play a like a shaman witch deck and make a bunch of people quit, or make a bunch of people like um, disconnect, and they'll merge up into the ranks, and then eventually you'll get into a rank where shaman witch tricks don't work, and then they'll complain about matchmaking. And they'll be like, how come I'm going up against, people with a level 15 necromancer? This is unfair, right? And I think if you're going up against people who are overly leveled than you, I think that's because you shouldn't be in the league that you're in. I think that people think that they can just have one deck and it'll just make them win every game, and they get mad whenever they lose, and they blame it on matchmaking, and I don't think that that's healthy. I think the back and forth of winning and losing is good for the game. Oh, this is probably gonna kill me. Oh wow. Am I gonna survive this? Dude, if that's not the power of Gargoyle, I don't know what is. Holy crap. So obviously my 4 was never going to get switched, but everything around it didn't get switched because it has a protective shield that has a % chance, and that was the % chance. Everything was supposed to switch and it didn't. Holy crap. If that is not the best thing ever, I don't know what is. My God. If that is not the reason why you should play this deck, I don't know what is. I don't even care about whether or not I lose this or, whatnot. I don't even care anymore. Like, if that was not the PSA that you should be running this deck, I don't know what is. I should definitely be summoning in. I'm sorry. I should be playing this game. Boom. He's running a level 7 bruiser, a level 7 cultist, and that's the problem with attacking units, like legendary attacking units. Their entire power is their power, and if they're just not high enough levels, then they tend to drop off. I have a level 9 gargoyle on a free-to-play account. Look at your gargoyle. It's probably much better than you think it is. And you probably have like unused points that you could be using on a gargoyle, and I don't know, I would highly recommend it. I think that it's good. Oh, here we go. It's the block chance. It has a 30% chance to just straight up negate an effect. And then that obviously just grows. But yeah, that's my PSA on matchmaking, on not trusting video titles as much as you should. But yeah. I'll talk to you guys next video.